get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. And then add the actual panel to the stream. Yes, guys, welcome back to another panel show. We have an injury crisis on tonight's panel. Joe is out. He's gone to Italy for surgery.
Joe's missing when Doku cooks again.
I was gonna say.
No coincidence, huh?
This is becoming too much of a habit, this man. He's got to be called out.
Happening. It's a madness. I can only tell you the injury news that I've got. Yeah, Pulpy has a sleep situation. He's got work in the morning. Bevo has connection problems, and Steve's on the piss. So there you go. But yeah, big up to everybody in the building, man. Smash these likes up if you've not done so already. City win 3-0 in the derby. Should have won by more goals, if I'm being completely honest, man. But there's a lot to discuss. Obviously, Donnarumma glaze, and the fact that we need to build on this now, and put together a little bit of a winning run, man. But yeah, hopefully, you guys are all doing well. Smash that likes up. Make sure you guys are subbed up. Danny, I'll start off with you, man. What are you making of that? That was a weird game today, wasn't
it? It was crazy. First 10, 15 minutes before we scored, I was concerned. We looked very discombobulated, couldn't string passes together, and then Doku just skinned half the team, found Foden, and rest was history, really. It just looked nice seeing a team similar to Wolves, where you just can't really pick out that many poor performances. There were a couple negatives to talk about, but for the most part, just incredible. The defense played like a proper defense and not four individuals. Donnarumma we'll get on to. Absolutely incredible. Looked composed. The important thing is he looked like he knew where he was. He knew this was a derby, and he played like it. He understood the occasion, and that's just fantastic. Haaland back to his clinical best, aside from that chance where he hit the post. But yeah, it is worth bearing in mind that it is only United. I don't want to overanalyze it too much because it's a derby. You just have to get the win. We'll have sterner tests across the course of this next week. So this was definitely a step in the right direction. We're not back yet. We won't be back for a while, but you cannot complain with that at all, really.
Yeah, it's mad, and it's mad. Big up Tarek, big up Jay. Tarek, man. Bro, it should have been more, mate. It should have been more.
Yeah, so, for me, unfortunately, the Sunday matches, I tend to be at church for a lot of it. So I missed basically the first half. So I didn't get to see, what Danny was talking about as far as like how we played in the beginning. But I did basically walk in the house right when Haaland scored the second, and then I saw the rest of the match from there. So, definitely glad to. Again, it's a derby match, right? So at the end of the day, you just want to win. You don't really care how you win. You just want to win. And so we did that. And from what I saw, we looked good. So I'll take that every single week. You talked about Foden being back amongst the goal scorers and amongst the starting team. So that's a big plus for us, especially with all the people that we have injured and out and away from the squad. So having him back in and contributing is awesome. And yeah, I was really hoping that Joe was going to be on, because I wanted to get his take on Doku. I really wanted to get his take on Doku, because he played well from what I could see. Again, nobody's perfect, but two assists, I'll take that every single week. So yeah, man, glad to be here.
Bro, I don't know why every time Doku cooks, he's never on the panel show.
Mate, what I mean? It's becoming blatantly obvious why.
It's such a dubious injury that his next Instagram story is going to be a billiards table with a suitcase in the background.
Yeah. I know. It is wild. Yo, big up Jay, man. What are you saying, bro?
Oh, I'm fucking buzzing, mate. Absolutely buzzing. The game was min. The fans were min. The best atmosphere I've felt in the Etihad for a long time, man. I think a lot of that's down to the boy Ricky Hatton. Got to give him a shout out as well. Obviously, rest in peace to a legend, a sporting icon, a massive hero for a lot of City fans growing up through the early 2000s. A massive hero of mine. One of the main reasons why I love boxing nowadays. And the fans were singing his name before the game in the first minute, and I think like that kind of got the fans up from the get-go today, and the players felt that clearly, and that wins for Ricky today, innit? So big up to him, man. But on the whole, I thought we were class, mate. But I'm not going to say class because I still think there was a couple of performances that were a little bit shaky, like Rodri and Reinders. I didn't think were great, very sloppy on the ball. I didn't think Bernardo Silva was great, but the back four, which has been the problem all season, was very, very good, and that's been the part that we've been worried about in it, especially with players out, and it's kind of a makeshift back four right now. They were class today, all of them. And don't get me wrong, they are playing against Benjamin Tesco, which is probably one of the worst strikers I've ever seen in my life. But they were good today. And Cousinov needs to be the first name in that fucking back four going forward, man, because he is mega. Absolutely. He is absolutely mega. Just for the whole way we play football, with the high line, with needing his recovery pace. Diaz looks a completely different player next to Cousinov than he does usually next to Nunes. Or I think he might be the key to unlocking like treble season Diaz again. Do you know what I mean? He could end up being like his Kyle Walker. I'm not going to get carried away with that just yet, but I've got to give props to Diaz. I'm not his biggest fan always, but he had a very good game today. Most headers I've ever seen him win. I'm going to say apologies for now about Donnarumma as well. But again, I'm going to preface this because I never had an issue with his shot stopping, all right? My reservations were with his feet. I know he's capable of stuff like this.
Exactly.
Right? But the difference is today, at 2-0 up, when Mbeumo has that chance, if that goal goes in, that completely flips the game on its head, and that's when City usually crumble. But the fact that he can make a world-class save in that moment means it gets the fans up again. It got the players up all celebrating with him. And we went and got the third goal then and killed the game. And that could have been the difference today. Do you know that one big save could have been the whole difference to winning and losing today? So big up to Donnarumma, man. A great debut. I saw him sliding in front of the away fans as well. So he already deserves a statue for that. Big Haaland. I've got to shout him out because I've been critical of him the last few weeks and months as well. He gave me exactly what I've been asking for today. I don't doubt his ability to put the ball in the back of the net if people give him a chance, right? If people give him a tap in. I wanted him to get more involved in the game on the whole. And this guy was fucking winning headers in his box, clearing the ball out of the 6-yard box. He was smashing into Luke Shaw. He was making runs in behind. He was holding the ball up well. He was sliding in balls to Reinders for a one-on-one, setting up chances. And he was mint today. Haaland was mint today. And that's exactly what I've been asking from him. So big up to Erling Haaland. And then finally, obviously, Foden's back. I knew he'd fucking score. The derby's his game. Exactly how we expected it to happen. The exact reason why everyone's been calling him into the team. But my man in the match today was Jeremy fucking Doku, mate. Because that guy, from minute one, gave that defence hell. He was at him straight away. He was skinning Yoro. He was skinning Mazraoui. He got his assist from the right-hand side, which we've all been calling for as well. He's crossed into the box there. He should have had 3 assists today. People missed a couple of easy chances to give him another few.
I should have had 4. They should have had 4.
Yeah. So obviously the Haaland one, he did a mint pass to Reinders as well on like the penalty spot, which was he showed a lot of composure in finding him when he. I just felt like he was looking up a lot more today and not just going byline every time. So I don't know if he's been working on this.
Yo, look at this guy, man.
Mate, his camera's just as drunk as he is.
What's going on?
This guy's on the sesh, mate.
When you win a derby these times, you know what we do? We get a hot tub, we get a drink, and not only that, let me show you what else we get.
He's got a cigar.
We get a curry as well, yeah?
That's
how we roll.
He's got a fucking.
How's the man then today, man? What a great day, man.
Oh,
Hey, what's up with you, man?
Can't complain, man. How you doing?
But at the same time, big up to Ricky Hatton and his family. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, heartbreaking, man. But
yeah, no, it was.
You know what, though? At least we won for him. You know what? When I heard about his passing today, lads, yeah, you man know, especially the Mancunians, yeah, Ricky Hatton he's a cornerstone of Manchester. So when we heard about his passing today, we won for him today. Yeah, I knew it was already done. The result was done when he passed away. That, you know what? Yeah, it's just like Ricky had to pass away for that reason. Big up to you, Ricky. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? He's a prop. Listen, he bled blue. He bled blue. So
He did.
When he
The
passed
fans
away,
were
I
up
knew
for
the
it today
result was
because of
done.
him as well.
It's just amazing, man. I'm out here. It's my girlfriend's birthday weekend. I've got a, you know what I mean. I've got a hot tub out here. My brother's made me a curry. I've had vodka and coke since fucking 5 p.m. Do you know what I mean? And,
All the girls were crying in the chat now, Steve. They thought you were single,
Hey.
man.
I know.
listen, for the right price, Jake, we can negotiate.
What is this Fabrizio?
You're gonna get
Romano?
yourself in trouble.
Listen, I didn't want to interrupt the stream, yeah. I just wanted to hop on Big Up LB. I just wanted to hop and say, City looked dangerous today, by the way, yeah. The attacking force, yeah. The attacking force looked like an actual force today, and dare I say it, the defense looked formidable. We didn't actually look like conceding. Like the defense looked proper today. Gavardio is a big part of that. Gavardio, you know what I mean? Gavardio looked like he distribution. He looked assured. Donnarumma, oh my days! You haters, you haters, yeah. Hold that, Jacob. Hold that.
Jay, they got hold that, man.
No, I've already said this. I've already addressed this, and I never doubted his shot-stopping skills. Never.
Address it again.
I have. I've apologized, bro. I've apologized. He won the game for us.
Big up the brother Tom Loco.
All right, come on, man. Nah, big up to you, man. Listen, enjoy your night.
Listen, hey, go on. Big up Porter, man.
Big up, Steve, bro.
Big up, man. Good to see you.
Big up, man. Have a good night. Have a good night, man.
Have a good time,
bro.
my guy.
Big up to this guy. Big up for jumping on, man. Big up for jumping on. Smash these lights up if you've not done so already, man. Big up Steve for jumping on. He didn't have to jump on. I know he's out with his missus, isn't it? On a birthday weekend. This is why I get people in trouble, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Jay's messaging me when he's away with his missus saying, I'll come on the stream tonight. And I'm like, nah, just chill, you know. I didn't even send Steve the link tonight, yeah, because I wanted him to chill and enjoy his night. And he sends me a message, says, send me the link. Yeah, Jay's done it before. I try and keep these guys' relationships strong, yeah, but they just want to get on the show, man. Right, let me do these chats, man. Big up to Nelly. Says Crawford is a god. I've not watched it. I was gonna watch it before, man, but Netflix is ball ache to like skip through, so I'm gonna watch it. I'm probably gonna have to watch it tomorrow. It's probably gonna be too late, man. I'm gonna watch it tomorrow, innit? Big up to you, bro. Big up to Adam as well. This is a funny super chat, boys. Look at this. Just get Elise, Rodrigo, Adam Wharton, Livramento, and a good centre back like Schlotterbeck or Van der Ven, and we're chilling. Just get what a guy. Listen,
I'm not asking for much.
How are we still talking rebuild after today, man? We just won 3-0.
You know what I've noticed? Every time on social media, someone says, just do this or do this simple as, it's going to be the most delusional thing you've ever read.
Nah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Right, let's glaze Donnarumma, boys, yeah? Listen, I said this. Oh, big up to Briggsy as well. Guys missed his train home. What a guy. Listen, for me, yeah, I think today was a perfect example of why Manchester City have bought Donnarumma, right? There's been so much talk about his footwork this, footwork that, his shit, can't get a ball, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. I think sometimes as fans, we try and overcomplicate things too much. I think as fans, sometimes we try and dive too much into the deep things. And for me, it's simple. Yeah. The fact is, we need a goalkeeper that can pull off big saves. Yeah. And today, yeah, Jay touched on it before. That save at 2-0 is absolutely massive, mate. Yeah. Because if that goes in, I reckon we crumble, mate. Yeah. I reckon we crumble. We've seen it too much before. I think we draw or lose the game. He makes that save. It's a world-class save. Yeah, Edison's not making it. Trafford's not making it. Purely based on the fact that they're not big enough. Yeah, Donnarumma's got the frame. He's got the height. He makes that save. It's a world-class save. Yeah. And then guess what? A couple of minutes later, we go down the other end, make it 3-0. Game's over. That's what it's about, man. It's about keeping the ball out the back of the net. And I think for me, when people are asking questions, and listen, people are right to ask questions, of course they are, about his ball playing ability and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. All we need is for the saves to outweigh the negatives. And that's what and it's crazy that we deepen this so much because, by the way, we did exactly the same thing with Edison, just flipped. We had Edison for 8 years? And what it was with Edison was as long as he's building up from the back with the ball at his feet, yeah, that will outweigh the saves. But in my opinion, yeah, it's just my opinion, over the last 18 months, I don't think it did outweigh the saves. I don't think the way that he did build, I don't think it's changed. And now today, you see that performance from Donnarumma, fucking mega. Yeah, this guy, mate, yeah, is a world-class goalkeeper. He's the best goalkeeper in the world last year. Yeah, and that save was fucking world-class. Let's get behind him. Yeah, let's fucking back him. Yeah, he clearly wants to, he's buzzing. Look at the celebrations. He wants to prove everybody wrong at PSG. He just won the treble and has been kicked out. Can you imagine how shit he feels? And he's been given an opportunity to come to Manchester City. And on his debut, he's had 2 training sessions with the team. And on his debut, he pulls out a world-class save against Man United. Nah, fucking come on, man. Yeah, get behind this fucking guy, man. Serious. Guy's a baller.
Yeah. I mean, the two
sound angry, LB. Chill out.
I'm not angry. I'm passionate. I'm passionate, man. I like Donnarumma. I think Donnarumma's a world-class goalkeeper. You know what I mean? I'm saying, like, people need to fucking just get behind him.
But again, you've got to remember, no one questioned his shot stopping, which is what I said earlier.
Exactly,
that was never a doubt for me.
Yeah.
Never a doubt for me. And but we've obviously not seen him in the positions where he's going to be under pressure from a.
Well, did you think he looked dog shit today on the ball? I didn't.
No, I didn't think he looked dog shit. No, I didn't think he looked dog shit. But I still don't think like he was put under the cosh by their front three. Like their front three was fucking dreadful, man. But like I said before, it's a match-winning save. The game doesn't end the same if that goal goes in. So I completely agree with you, and that's why I'll come on and I'll do my fake apology. But again, it's not really relevant because that's not my issue with him in the first place. But yeah, he was class, and the save was world class, and he's probably the only keeper in the world that makes that save, in my opinion. So
yeah,
the thing is, if that goes in, no one complains. Fair enough, good goal.
Yeah,
it's such a good save. If it goes in, it's a good goal. It's not a mistake if it goes in. It was actually a very well hit shot. The two concerns were one, his corners, and he did great there today.
He was punching them out.
He didn't really catch any balls, but he punched them far. That's important as well. And the distribution, the long balls, he didn't really do a whole lot of. The short and medium were very good. We gave him options. He needs to have enough options, and the passing won't be an issue. You have players who are good under pressure. Just give it to them, and they'll do it for him. So yeah. Don't try and reinvent the wheel with him. If you ask Donnarumma to be Donnarumma, he'll be fantastic. If you ask him to be Ederson, that's where it goes wrong. So
and Pep's already said he's not going to do that, isn't it? He said it in his press conference, bro. He said, I'm not going to ask Donnarumma to do something that he's not comfortable to do. And this has been my thing since we got linked with him, yeah? All my thing is like, Pep is not going to ask Donnarumma to play like Ederson. If he does, then why are we buying him? But he's not going to do that, is he? He's obviously not going to ask Donnarumma to play like Ederson. And to be honest, he shouldn't ask Ederson because, in my opinion, Ederson's the greatest goalkeeper of all time with the ball at his feet. Yeah, he's going to ask Donnarumma to keep it simple. Yeah, there was a great clip of Donnarumma just like giving the ball to his centre backs. Cool. Guess what? PSG won the treble. And then people say, "Oh, they're fucking in France, whatever." Like at the end of the day, yeah, I don't really give a fuck. I want the guys keep the ball out the back of the net. We have been conceding far too many goals, yeah, over the last 12 months, yeah, against the better teams. Yeah, this guy's been put in the side today, and he makes that save. God knows what would have happened. If that Emblemo shot went in, God knows what would have happened. Yeah, and this is a good point as well from FD. Yeah, leadership, experience, presence. This guy was giving out
orders. Was showing that today, yeah. He was screaming at the back four all game. Even if you couldn't see it on TV, he was very, very vocal throughout the whole game. And do you know when we was pegged back for like maybe 10, 15 minutes in that second game there, when the ball went up the pitch, he was screaming at the people to get out and get back up the pitch so that we weren't getting pegged back into our own eye. So that is another positive that I saw from him today. And I loved that because we've been asking for big dogs in this team, yeah? And he's definitely one of them. He's got that presence. He's got that confidence. So I'm happy to see him in the team, man.
Mm. Nah, fuck.
So again, I didn't get to see the first half and most of the second half I watched, but just looking at the stats, because again, I don't have the first half at least to take into consideration. When you look at the stats and it says that we lost as far as the possession battle is concerned with United 45-55. Most of that was in the second half, though. The second half, we only had 30% possession in the second half. Part of that is because we were scoring goals. They were kind of had more we were under the cosh, if you will, a little bit. I saw a couple balls that he played out, long balls that went out to touch or just kind of were given right back. But at the end of the day, I think what matters most for most people is that we won. It's not perfect.
The thing is,
there's
though,
still
Terry,
room for improvement.
a lot of the defenders were just launching. I think this was just a tactic that we were deploying today. Like, just go long. Like Nico O'Reilly, he was smacking the ball long. Gavadio was smacking. I don't know what. Because to me,
do you
like,
think that any part of that is because you don't have a keeper who maybe everyone is as comfortable with on the ball?
No, I think I've been saying for ages I want to see us go more direct.
Yeah,
I've been saying it for time.
We did today,
And today I've never seen a Pep Guardiola side launch the ball as much as I seen City launch.
Well, this
the
is
ball
what
today.
I wanted to ask you as well, LB, because I saw for the first time in ages a team that had adapted to a game and changed the style of play a little bit. In that second half, we were completely different to what we was like in the first half today, because we weren't afraid to sit back in our own half. We weren't afraid to soak up pressure, which we never usually do. We always still play with the high line no matter what. And then what we was doing today, we was passing the ball quickly in transition. And then that's where, like, Haaland's second goal came from. We moved it quickly through the midfield and then, boom, hit them on the counter-attack and we're through on goal. We never usually play like that.
Well, let me tell you. Let me give you. All right, so let me respond about that. So if you don't sit back, you've got to press. Yeah. Well, what have we all been moaning about for probably over a year with Manchester City? That our press is shit, and it's not been working. So if the press isn't working and we're pressing and it's shit, like, I don't know if you guys seen that clip, Danny. You probably seen it. That John McKenzie guy on Twitter, the thread that he did against.
Yeah.
Right. So, and most of you guys might have seen this, right? But if you've not, basically, this guy called John McKenzie works for the Athletic. He did a thread, right, on our press against Brighton. And listen, again, I'm not a tactical guy, right? But when I looked at that, even I went, holy shit, that's really, really bad. Do you know what I mean? It was really, really bad. So Pep's probably gone, you know what? Let's just sit back a little bit, yeah? Let's defend, and then let's use the spacing behind for Haaland. And look at Haaland today. I think someone said it in the chat, in the watch-along. Haaland today, I think Haaland loved that type of performance because he gets the spacing behind. And then, lo and behold, Diaz had a good game today. Diaz had a good game. What? Because he's defending. He's not being asked to, play on the halfway line the whole game.
That's another one. That's another one like Donnarumma. Don't ask Diaz to do all these tricks and skills and try and pass the ball well. In his prime in 2021 and in 2023, he was just a pure defender for us. Let him defend. He was born to defend. He was not born to be someone who's trying to spray balls about and cover long distances. Just let him sit back and do what he's best at. It's all about using the players you have in the best way possible.
You know what it is as well, Danny? For me, bro, it's like, sorry to talk, bro. It's like, at the end of the day, sometimes you have to box clever, and United are shit, right. So why would we press them when we're crap at pressing? Leave ourselves exposed on the halfway line for Sesko to running behind or Mbeumo to running behind, which they did do a couple of times in the first half. One was offside or handball on Sesko, which Donnarumma saved, and Mbeumo got one as well. Why would we do that if we don't rate the players? Let's sit. We're winning the game. We're winning the game. We don't need to press. Let's sit back. Let them cross the ball all day long, which they did a lot. They got a few chances, but on average, it was just grenade launching into the penalty area. And then you say to Donnarumma, who's 6'7", punch it away. You say to Diaz, right, this should be your forte. Fucking head the ball away, Gavadio on that. And then you get them on a counter-attack. I just think today, I feel like for the first time in a long time, we had tactics to just, how do we beat Man United today? And we deployed tactics, which may not have been pretty, but won us the game. And all of last season, we were just doing the same thing every game, and it wasn't working. And today, I felt like Pep actually went, you know what? How can we beat United today? We'll do this. And he deployed the tactics to do it.
Yeah, it was very smart. Their midfield is Ugarte, who's awful. And then in the other pivot, they had Bruno Fernandes. Of course, they're going to be exposed on the break. So play on the break.
For Ugarte's fucking
Ugarte and then Fernandes. You have to win that midfield battle.
Do you know what? I've got to talk about. Oh, here's Joe Butters. One sec. Let me just read this. This is
what is this? We talked about how good Doku was. Always rated.
There we go. Finally, Joe. Well done, mate. I want a written apology.
Yeah. Nah, Joe, I don't know when he's back from his holiday, right? But we need to get him on the show, man, and see what he's saying, man. Honestly,
Man
that was-
in the match
we've-
docu today, man.
we've not
That's
spoke
funny.
about him yet. We're still glazing like the whole tactics and that. But yeah, I think that's what it was about, man. It was about like, you know, deploying tactics to win the game. And far too much last year, I think Pep was just going again and going again and going again, and it just felt like we was watching the same game every single time. And yeah, it was a weird performance. Like, I can't lie, it was very strange, but got the job done, and that's what we fucking need.
One thing I will say, LB, is like I'm trying not to get too carried away. Obviously, we beat Wolves.
Yeah,
and we
nah,
beat United.
100%. We can't be
And-
getting carried away.
Oh
No
yeah.
way.
The way that they set up today, I remember speaking to Dan next to me after about 15 minutes. Yeah, there was about 3 or 4 times where United were deploying that high line today, similar to how we usually do it. And Haaland was left one-on-one with De Ligt about 3 or 4 times in that like first 20 minutes. And all it would have took was like a ball slid down the side and he was through on goal. Amorim fully set them up for failure today from the get-go, because everyone knows, like in the Premier League, in world football, Haaland is at his best when he's got space to run into behind. Yet this guy played a high back line where Doku was able to run in behind. Doku was able to square up his fullback 1v1, and Haaland was just left to run into loads of space. Like, I think that manager is. I mean, if I was a United fan, I'd be knocking on the owner's door tonight to get him out of the club, because even though we were good, I think they really set up for failure from the get-go. Really.
Yeah,
So this is why I'm trying not to get carried away. I'm not making any judgments on this team now until I see us against Arsenal next week, because that's the first proper test, in it. Really. Obviously, the Napoli game will tell us something, but until I see us against Arsenal at the Emirates last week, that's when I'll be able to decide.
Well, that's why I put in the title. We've got to build on it.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
people saying in the chat, don't get carried away. I'm not getting carried away. I'm allowed to celebrate a fucking derby win, but I'm fully aware, that it means nothing if we go and get beat off Arsenal. Like, we've got to build some momentum.
Yeah, this has got to be the start of the season now. What better game to kick on from than a 3-0 derby?
That's what I said
You know what
2
I mean?
weeks ago. Yeah.
So let's just.
I mean, if
think
you
of
can't
this as
celebrate
the start of our season now, and
if you can't celebrate a derby win, what can you celebrate?
Exactly, man.
Exactly,
But like,
yeah.
I'm fully aware that like it means nothing. We got to go.
Right.
We got to, if we go and lose.
We're not the
against
finished
Arsenal,
article yet, but there's
we're
good
not.
signs.
Yeah,
100%,
but this has to.
And
give
to your point
team
about,
confidence.
oh, sorry, I was gonna say to the point about Donnarumma, you talked about how much, I think you were there at the game, seeing him be as vocal as he was directing and marshaling the back line, which takes a lot of the pressure off of Diaz to have to do all that. So he can just focus, just go play. Don't worry about everybody else. Just do your job and do that well. And I think, again, you see that he had a better game. So hopefully these are signs of what is to come, and not just a one-off. But hey, for today, we just want to celebrate the win.
100%. Man.
Nah,
100%.
definitely. Right, let's move it into the midfield then, boys, because this is for me probably where we had two not great performances, if I'm being honest with you. Like, we've just spoke about the goalkeeper and the defense. Very impressed with that area of the pitch, and I want to get your guys' opinions, man. But I thought Rodri demonstrated today just how far away he is from full match fitness, which I've not seen in the other games. I thought, he looks pretty good, but yeah, today I think he demonstrated that he's probably a good month or 6 weeks away from match fitness. And I didn't think Tijani Reinders played well either, me lads. I can't lie. Now, he should have probably had 2 goals, if I'm being honest with you, which is, I guess, a good thing. He didn't play particularly well, but he's getting goal-scoring opportunities. Foden, on the other hand, the other midfielder, I thought was exceptional, and I'm buzzing to see him back. And I think, for me personally, I think that was probably my favourite thing from today, to see Foden back at it, because that's so important. Yeah, Jay, I'll start with you. What did you make of the midfield performances, bro?
I think I started with this a little bit on, but I'm not. They were easily the 2 weakest parts of our team today. I'd add Bernardo into that as well, just because he didn't give much with his pace-wise on the right-hand side either. But Reinders and Rodri, similar. Rodri's just coming back from injury, so he's slightly off the pace a little bit. Reinders adapting to a new, quicker league, I think, is in exactly the same position that Rodri is. I don't think he's quite up to speed yet, being on the ball. He seems to get the ball nicked away from him in a little bit, or a midfielder will hound him and force him to play a sloppy pass. Where there was a few where he'd kicked it straight out of play today. So I think they're both in a similar boat right now. Whereas Reinders looks great with loads of space against Wolves, and I actually think that Reinders' best ability, I think he's the strongest side of his game is actually off ball. I think Reinders is amazing at making late runs beyond Haaland into the box. He picks up good areas in between the midfield and the defence. Obviously, he should have scored a couple of goals today as well. I think that's probably the best side of his game, his off ball movement. But yeah, he really needs to get up to speed with not having as much time on the ball as he expects in the Premier League, because people are on top of you straight away. And if people are able to nick the ball off him in against better opposition, we could get punished for it. Same with Rodri. If we was against better opposition today and they had the ball nicked off him in transition, we could get punished big time. So them two really need to get up to speed together. It is slightly worrying that they're both in the same boat, because they'd probably both be two guaranteed starters in that midfield, wouldn't they? Mm-hmm. So the fact that we're still waiting for them to both get up to speed is slightly worrying. Do you maybe bring one out for a rest in one of the next few games or not?
Well, you can't start Rodri against
Well,
Napoli.
that's what I was going to say. Do you have to play probably Nico G in place of Rodri because you're going to want Rodri at the Arsenal match? So
yeah, I think so. I think he's got to come out on Thursday.
You've got to be able to. I said it on my player ratings with Sai, right? If you can't trust, right, and this for me tells me, like, you know, where I see you. Yeah, if you don't trust Nico G to start a game against Napoli to give Rodri a rest so he can start against Arsenal, you've got to tell me Nico's a flop. I'm sorry, I can't hear it.
I'm with you.
Otherwise, what we're doing here? He's a £50 million midfielder. If you can't trust him to start one game against Napoli to give Rodri a rest when he's gassed, you can't tell me he's not a flop. So I'm saying start him against Napoli, because I don't think he is a flop. But if you ain't confident on him, then I'm sorry, you can't then tell me he's not a flop. You can't have it both ways, man. Yeah, you can't start Rodri against Napoli because we need him for the game against Arsenal on Sunday. We need him
100%.
And you know,
absolutely
gassed, bro.
Absolutely. And when you think to our deepest seasons in all competitions, let's go back to the 2 seasons where we made the Champions League final. We had a big squad and we used it. It's one thing, we don't really have a big squad now, but we have the capacity to rotate in that area. What's the point? Like you said, what's the point in having Nico G there if when you have a 3-game week, he doesn't play at least one game? You have to get him in there. Otherwise, you're called Rodri FC again.
Yep.
You have to get him in there. Rodri today, he looked human. He looked a bit tired. He looked a bit sloppy.
He did look knackered, Danny.
Part of that, I tried to attribute it to when we were in possession the first half, he get pressed by multiple players. And he looked a bit panicked, which was a bit strange, a bit unlike him. When he was able to complete those passes, we actually looked good, and that's where Reinders is the best against Wolves. He was the best when the game opened up. Today, in the second half, the game opened up. He actually looked a bit more capable. But that's the thing with Reinders. He's never been like a dueling midfielder. Next week against Arsenal, it's going to be all about winning duels in midfield and winning duels all across the pitch. That's a concern for me. So we'll see if he can adapt.
And he was in the 8 today as well, wasn't he? Obviously, because Phil played in the 10. Well, obviously, when you first saw the team, Danny, in it, I would have expected it to be Rodri, Bernardo and Reinders. But I was quite happy that he did switch it so Foden was in the middle, because it worked out in the end. But I'm not sure about Reinders in this 8 box-to-box role, like you say, defensively. Has he got that in his game? So
where do you want him, Jay?
I think he is stronger in those positions where he can make those runs forward, you know, and like be that man to run past Haaland if he is holding the ball up. So I do prefer him in the 10. Obviously, I don't mind him in the 8 against like smaller teams and things like that, but he just does look a little bit off it in defensive transition, and it's a lot more dangerous for him to lose possession from that position than in the 10. Do you know what I mean? Because that's where we can get punished then if he does lose the ball very deep.
I think he'll be all right when he gets going. I just think he needs to sharpen up. Like I think it's very much a case of player comes from Serie A, come to the Premier League, and he ain't quite at the. What I'm surprised at with Reinders is that in the Wolves game, he was poor for the first 20 minutes, but then seemingly clicked into gear and went to a faster pace. Yet in the last 3 games, I feel like he's been unable to get up to that faster pace. I'm sure he'll do it because I think he's a top player, and I've already seen it. I've seen it for AC Milan, and I've seen it against Wolves. He did it against Wolves, but it just needs to be quick. Everything just needs to be a bit quicker. Once it will be, he'll be a top player.
And unfortunately for him, we play an Italian team on Thursday. He should be a bit more used to Napoli and how they tend to play. They do a very combative midfield with like Lobotka and Anguissa in there, but it'll be a different sort of test this United midfield. But again, the pace of the game, I think it'll be a bit slower than the average Premier League game. So I back him to look a bit more comfortable on Thursday, hopefully.
Yeah.
So
Sorry,
Silva, wait, whatever. We can talk about that later. I was gonna say the midfield for the Napoli match, but we can talk about it later.
Yeah, but I listen. I think we just need to get Rodri back to full fitness, man. But it's going to take time, innit? Like it's going to take time. You know, he's come back from an ACL. It's not going to happen overnight. I think the difference is today is obviously in the last couple of games, even though we've lost and then we've seen him for Spain, we've had the ball. So he's, you know, it's you just look at him on the ball and going, oh, he looks all right, you know. But then obviously today we didn't actually have the ball a lot. So today he's doing a lot of the off the ball, and I think that's why we've realised that he is actually quite a way away. But it'll come with time. But you've just got to be careful because if he's not in the side, we've got no chance of winning anything, man. Like that's just the facts. So we've got to be careful with him. Don't play him against Napoli. Start Nico G, give him a go, and then bring Rodri back in for the Arsenal game, man. But yeah, that's where we're at with that one. Foden, lads. What do we think of Foden? Like I say, for me, that was probably my main takeaway from the game that he was back. That's the first time I've seen him play like that since the last time he won the league. He was good, man.
Just seeing him back to his old self in those central areas, taking the ball on the half turn, looking to drive at people. I just knew that he had to start today because if there's one game to get Phil Foden back up to speed, it's the Manchester derby, innit? This is his game, man. He always scores against them. He always plays well against them. And this was the perfect game to get his season started as well as ours. So hopefully he can kick on from here because if we rely on Haaland to score a brace every game, then we're in big trouble. And Foden's the guy to give you those goals if Haaland doesn't get put his chances away.
Yeah.
So we need him back. We need him starting every week. And we need him playing exactly like he did today. So I want to see him there. I want to see him in his central areas. But yeah, buzzing to see him back. And he looked up for it, man. He looked sharp.
Yeah, he totally orchestrated our build-up in the first half. The two other midfielders were very sloppy, but when the ball reached Foden, we progressed the ball so well. He looked so confident. The goal was very well taken. And just the passion in the celebration. I think he believes in himself again. I want to see him keep getting chances. Get him in there against Napoli. Get more minutes for him. And the goals will keep coming in. Again, goal threat. Goal threat is so important, like Jay said.
What did he get last year, Danny?
He was still our second top scorer, wasn't he?
He got like a deceptively large amount of goals considering.
He got like 15 goals or something.
Because he was like red hot in January. He scored two against Ipswich and 2 against Brentford. Yeah. So
yeah,
that just shows though, doesn't it? Even with a bad season when he barely played, he's still our biggest goal threat after Haaland. So he's so important to the team, man. Because we struggled last year finding those goal-scoring opportunities if the big man won't putting the ball in the net. So with Foden in the team, it just gives you that extra threat then. And that also creates more space for Haaland because defenders have got a little bit more to worry about when Phil Foden's in the team.
Well, this is why when people were saying like, "Oh, we need to sell Foden" and that, I'm like, "You fucking
fuck off, mate!
Man.
Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous,
weirdos, man." Like, honestly, like, what are you talking about? Like, listen, if he had 2 bad seasons, then obviously there's a conversation to be had. But 1 season, and people want to sell the guy. Fucking weirdos.
He's kind of synonymous with Manchester City. It's hard to get rid of him, not because he's like the most, whatever, but because came up through the academy. He's a Manchester lad. It's just hard to be like, oh, get rid of him. That'd just be hard for me to say.
Yeah, but no, he was. I like I say, I want to say this clearly. I don't think he was man of the match, but
no,
he was.
We'll get on to the man of the match in a second.
Yeah, but yeah, for me, he was my main positive takeaway because, like I've said bare times, if we're going to win anything this year, we need Rodri to be on it and we need Foden to be on it. Now, obviously, there's other players like Haaland and that, but we need them 2 players to be on it, And because they're the 2 players that won us the league. They
got us the 4 in a row, bro.
They got us the 4 in a row. They basically carried us, if we're being honest, So we need it. So the fact that Foden was on it today, now, like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like Foden needs like responsibility. And I've talked about this before about how I'd probably put him in the captain's group, because I think he needs that responsibility.
That's
you know what I mean? Like, apparently, he's 25 now. He's played nearly 400 games, man. 400 games for club and country, this guy. This guy's not a kid anymore. Like, I want this guy to feel responsibility. I want him to feel pressure. Yeah, because I want the guy to know that, like, Gundogan's not here anymore. De Bruyne's not here anymore. Silva, you're the guy. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like he needs that sometimes. You know what I mean? And but anyway, yeah, it was positives. Let's see if he can keep it up. Hopefully, you can, because if he can, then obviously we're gonna be in for a much better season, man. But anything else on the midfield, boys, before we move it on to the forward line? No. Right, let me do these super chats then. Yo, big up to Denta, man. What are you saying, bro? 11 months says, yes, LB, love the panel. My beautiful sister, Maxine, watching on the TV. Come on, man.
Big up,
you,
Maxine.
Yeah, come on.
Man like Maxine. Well, not man, woman, but still.
Let me play the clip, bro.
Hey! Hey! Have a fucking word with him then, ref!
Big up Agent says, today Docu had the best performance in his City career. Go on then. We'll start it off with Docu, since Agent has put the super chat in. Docu, lads. What are you saying? Oh, by the way, yeah. Both goals came on his right foot. Yeah. One off the right. I don't know what he was doing on the right side. I've not watched it back yet. And he's like, wow, I don't know why.
Yeah, he just popped up there for some reason.
He just randomly went, fuck it, I'm going over to the right hand side. Gets the cross in on his right foot, gets the goal. And then the second goal, obviously, he's on his right foot. He's playing the ball in behind. I'm just saying, I think he'd be pretty good if you put him on the right hand side, boys. But he was class. He actually probably should have had 4 assists today, Tarek. Yeah, he should have had 4 assists, bro. What are you saying?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's one of those things where I think he's always, in my opinion, he's been better than maybe his stats have stated. And today he ended up with G&A to go along with the performance. And so, you know, we'll give him credit today, but I don't know that you talked about him cutting into more on the right side, popping up, doing more with his right foot, but outside of maybe that, I don't know what else he's doing differently, but the results have come. And that's what we need from him and he said it himself, is it's not just enough to play well or to do these things and beat your man or whatever, but it's got to result in something. There's got to be some end product. And so to see him do that today was really, really good. He did the same thing, I think, with Belgium in the international break. So much like we said about Holland, just kind of getting in that goal scoring form again, seeing when watching him go off, get in that G&A producing production form, you hope that they just continue to carry that over. And so far so good. But we just got to keep it going. Can't just be one game. And because we know that Marmoush is out and at least for probably about another month, this is his chance to really make this his own and put his own stamp on that spot and say, this is mine. Again, would we like to see him pop up on the right? Yeah, because I'd like to see Savio pop up on the left. So we'll see about that. But if nothing else, he's just got to continue to produce. So we'll see.
It's about consistency in it. Go on, Danny.
Yeah, no, every time I watch Doku, I think back to what Pat said about 6 months when he came on here after Ipswich. He said after that game, Doku played with his head and then he played with his feet. Today, the decision-making was great. It wasn't just take on, running behind. You know, he had a cross blocked. He looked up. He saw Foden coming in. He had his head up. I like that. Again, excellent vision. De Bruyne-esque vision on his second assist as well. That was a difficult pass to pull off. It was just a smart performance, a very mature performance. He played for the team. He didn't play just to beat men. He played a very good game of decision-making today, and that was fantastic.
I noticed that he was squaring up his when he got his defender one-on-one, he was squaring them up, and he didn't always look to just go byline like he always does, right? He was waiting, squared them up, would assess if there was a pass on to the edge of the box, to the penalty area, or if the option was better to go to the byline, and he just seemed that little bit more composed. And if he can keep that consistency up, I still believe this guy can be one of the best wingers in the world, because there's no one better in world football at going past someone 1v1 than Jeremy Doku. Now, if he brings this composure into his game, this patience, this ability to just assess the game that little bit more, I have no doubt he could be one of the best wingers in the world, because he looks like that today. We just need to see it more from him on a consistent basis. But he was my man of the match today, Jeremy Doku. I've got to give it to him. And especially under the pressure from the fans, some of what people have been saying, whether like he should be nowhere near the team, he's not good enough. For him to come in today and start in a Manchester derby and put a performance in like that, he deserves all the flowers in the world, man. So big up Jeremy Doku, man. He had a great game.
It is consistency we're looking for now, and output.
Yeah.
Like, there's a couple of like things about Doku, right, that like give me some hope. One is that the guy knows when you actually listen to him, the guy's not sat there going, "I've had a great 2 years, everything's rosy." The guy's sitting there saying, "I'm in my 3rd season at Manchester City now. I need to start performing." Yeah,
Yep.
tick. The guy's not glazing performances which are mid. 2, he needs to get output. And he says in the interview in his YouTube, he says, "I need to be getting output. I need to get goals, assists." Someone tried telling me he's not an output player. I say, "What you talking about? He's not an output player. That's his whole game, is to get the ball in the back of the net." You know what I mean? That's the type of winger he is to cut back, create chances. So the fact that he knows that he needs to improve on the last 2 years, the fact that he knows that he needs to be getting more assists or more goals gives me hope, because that tells me that he's not a fucking idiot. He knows what's going on and he knows he needs to improve. And then I'm looking at today's performance and I'm thinking, and you know what? It's not just today. It goes back to the Club World Cup, because this is for me truly where I think I've seen the first signs of like, oh, hang on a minute, this could be interesting. In the Club World Cup, we've seen a couple of games, didn't we, where we felt like something was kind of different. And then I think the Al Hilal game, it kind of felt like last year again, and it was a bit shit. And then obviously we started off a bit weird this year. But then again, today I'm looking at it and going, but it's about consistency now. That's what it's about. He's in his 3rd year. It's no good if he plays like this today and then against Napoli and Arsenal and Brentford and all, it's just crap. Yeah, he needs to be consistent. You can't just be having one good game in 10. So hopefully he is consistent, because I said it. I agree with Jay. I said it for a while. If this guy can start getting consistent output, he's going to be one of the best wingers in world football. But if he doesn't, it's irrelevant. And at the end of the day, the aim is to put the ball in the back of the net. And I always say, the perfect example is if I'm a centre-back, yeah, and I can take the ball from the edge of my box, yeah, I can dribble it past every single opposition player, but then as soon as I get in front of the opposition goalkeeper, I kick it into row Z. Don't fucking matter. Don't matter that I've took on the whole team, because the ball didn't go in the back of the net. And that's what it's about for Doku. It's about taking on the player, great, but then actually having it end up resulting in a goal. So let's see how it gets on, man. I hope he is consistent. And Pep needs to keep him in now, by the way. I'll put this on Pep as well. Yeah. Doku needs to play. I think Doku needs to feel like he's warranted the spot. Now, obviously, the next 2 games are a little bit weird because of the fucking shit timings, right? But I think Doku now just needs to be given that left wing role. Yeah, all right, whatever.
Out, yeah.
He just needs to play consistently, week in, week out, game in, game out, just to be consistent.
He's
So
earned
there's
the
no
Arsenal
excuses.
start now, I think. He's earned the Arsenal
100%.
start.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have many other options, but absolutely.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to continue to play, I mean, he did technically play on the left. If you're going to let him shift out to the right and play on the right, like we've always said, when you play on the right, you're a right-footed player. It's easier to get the ball in your right. When you're on the left, you're a right-footed player. You have to cut in. When he's on the right, he crosses a lot more quickly. A lot of his best assists while playing on the right. One was today for Foden. The other one was for Rodri against Aston Villa a couple of years ago. Late arriving players into the box really, really help him. And we've established that he can't really find Haaland all that well. So if he can't find Haaland all that well, give him more options to pick out in the box, and you'll see the output go up naturally.
Yeah, Foden and Reinders are those guys.
Absolutely, absolutely. Give him.
He found them both once each. Reinders should have scored. Obviously, Foden did. But those runs into the box around the penalty area where he can knock it back rather than just going across the 6-yard box every time, that's going to give him so many more options.
Look. We tried calling him the Sterling replacement back when he first signed. The only thing I think from Sterling he can replicate, it's not the goal-scoring numbers. It's the sort of keep it simple, beat your man, and do a cut back across the box, because Sterling was very, very good at that as well. That's part of Sterling's game I want him to capture. And for him to do that, give him options in the box. I don't care where Haaland is. If Haaland sits on the back post, fine. But have late arrivers, have Foden, have Reinders, even have Marmoush there for a second ball if the cross gets blocked. That's where you'll see the best out of him for me. So just keep enable Doku to play to his strengths, use him in the right position, and then surround him with the right atmosphere so he can produce. And for me, just put players in that box and he will be a lot more effective in crossing from the right. So that's just what I think.
Yeah. I'd love to see Pep give Doku a good couple of games on that right-hand side and just see what happens. And you never know, maybe he will start finding Haaland.
The thing with that LB at the moment is, though, obviously with our lack of personnel, that doesn't leave you many options to put people on the left, is it? So I think the only...
Play Bob on the left.
Or Savio.
It would be Bob or Savio, but especially against your Arsenals and people like that, do you think Pep's going to trust to go all out with Bob and Doku as your wingers, or Doku and Savio? Do you know what I mean? Will he go more towards having your Bernardo there, or maybe playing a Foden there and keeping Doku on the left? I just don't think, especially over the next few games, if he'll trust to go to that 2 out-and-out wingers. Do you know what I'm saying? Just yet. But
maybe long term then, whatever. Maybe in the next 2 games, obviously. Again, these next 2 games are weird because of the scheduling and that. But like, I do think maybe after the Arsenal game, I think we've got 3 like easier type games. I think them 3 games, Pep should just block out those 3 games and say, right, I'm going to give Doku. I think who's it, chat? Anyone got a fixtures up? I think it's
Huddersfield, Burnley, Brentford.
Yeah.
No.
Monaco's in there.
Monaco's in there.
Doku, Savio, man, for those games. What Doku on the right, Savio on the left. See how it goes. Them 2 feeding Haaland. That could be fucking sick.
Give it a go, and it's shit. I'll stop talking about it. The only reason I talk about it so much is because I feel like you're leaving so much on the table with Doku. And it's obviously not working on the left anyway, so there's no harm in trying it on the right, is there? Give it a go. Let's see anyway. But shout out Doku. Jay's man of the match. Danny, Tarek, what are you saying on Doku's man of the match? Are you giving it him, or are you going someone else?
I would agree. I think the guy in the stadium gave it to Haaland, but I would absolutely.
I would say they gave it to Haaland in the stadium. I heard that.
Yeah, I give it Haaland. I thought we'll get onto Haaland in a minute because I want to do Bernardo first, but I thought it was fantastic. All right, well let's talk a bit about Bernardo Silva as well, because I tell you what, boys, I actually think he had a good game, man. I'll be real with you, right? I think that obviously it's not the treble right wing Bernardo. Yeah, that was 3 years ago, and obviously he's got even slower since then. And I think everything's just slowed down a little bit.
He's got even slower this year compared to last year.
No, he probably has. But
and last year he was like the slowest player in the league. Yeah. So
he was slow, bro. But I think what he brought to the side today was just. It was the experience of he's been here for time. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think your guy was amazing. I'm not trying to glaze him and say he was fucking mega, but I just think he was a good player in the team. And I think, he got the assist. He created another chance for Haaland, actually, where Haaland kicked it straight at Bayern there. But I just thought he was decent, man. You know what I mean? Listen, I don't want to see him right wing all the time. I really don't want to see it.
That's what I mean. He was all right. I do think he was one of the 3 weaker players on the pitch today for me. I just think sometimes he still plays like Bernardo would have 2-3 years ago. And like he'll try and like jink past someone and he'll just get knocked off the ball, or like he'll just dawdle with it a little bit more, and because he's that a little bit slower, like he'll just have the ball robbed off him, and then obviously he's not got the pace to track back as much anymore. He did his job. He brings solidity to the team, especially when he's right wing. Like it just gives you that a little bit more like fight in the team and defensive capabilities. Obviously his assist was good as well, but I don't know. I just don't feel it going forward, especially against like your bottom.
No, I don't feel it. I don't feel it at all going forward. I'm just speaking about today. I think.
Yeah, in your big games, I don't mind it, but on the whole, I just don't think he was really a threat in the game. Obviously, he got the assist, but he is very slow, LB, and it's very easy to see. Like there was even a point where someone like whacked it up the pitch at one point, and he took a great touch, and he was probably through. Like around about the halfway line, took a great touch, which is obviously his game, and then he just got absolutely smoked off Dorgu, who just like nicked the ball off him, and that just sums him up and his game up nowadays at the moment for me. He's just not got the athletic capability to keep up with like a top Premier League game at the moment. And I love the guy to bits, and I do think he can do a big job for City this year. But yeah, it's just a little bit too slow and clunky for me right now. But he did all right.
Do you think that Pep's going to play him in most of the bigger matches? So like this one, the Arsenal match, those matches, I feel like that's where Pep will probably most likely play him.
Yeah, that's usually when he prefers to rely on him.
For me, the alternative, and this is the problem you've got, the alternative to Bernardo, if you want a Bernardo on the right, probably is Foden.
Yeah, Foden.
Right, yeah. But then if you put Foden on the right, you've not got him in the middle. And I think, you could potentially play Cherky in the middle, but I think that's a slow process. I've already spoke plenty of times about how I don't think we should be rushing Cherky. Like, there's no rush. People are panicking. People were panicking when Cherky didn't start the first fucking game of the season. I'm like, where the fuck is Cherky? Like, relax, man. He's just had a 6-year contract. We don't need to start him every single game. Like, so, and I just don't think Bob's quite. No, I think long term maybe, but we're talking about the big games here and now. If Pep wants that sort of like experience, that player that he can trust, that player would be Foden on the right hand side. But then I guess you could probably play Nico G, Rodri, and Reinders and play Reinders further forward. You could potentially do that, but it's whether or not he wants Foden in the middle. If he wants Foden in the middle, you've not really got any other choice. Yeah. Does he trust Savio on the right? Probably does, but not to the extent that he trusts Bernardo Silva. It's about not doing anything stupid and about executing.
There is other ways to get Foden into those middle areas, though, from the right-hand side if you did want to play him there. But then your problem is that you're probably going to have to start Mateus Nunes at right back. Because that's the only way that Foden can then drift into those central areas if he has got a player overlapping. And do people really want to see Nunes back in the team? I'm not sure, especially in big games. So if you do want to see Foden in those central areas, then he's probably going to have to play in it like there from the start at the moment, because I doubt we're going to see Nunes in the team in the big games. And then unfortunately, that does mean that you're going to have to lose one of those big like central area players, as Foden will be taking up that spot. But that's the game, innit? At least we've got options this year, which we didn't have a lot of last year. So it's not a bad position to be in, considering the amount of injuries we've got right now. We've still got options, which is really positive.
Yeah. All right. Big up Canada with 23 months, says Manchester is blue. Big up to you, man. I appreciate the support. Like, what a guy. And big up to Glorious as well. He says Foden pre-assist to Doku was too cold. Yeah, Foden was class, man. Doku was class. That by the way, that like, I don't know what skill you call that, when he just went round Luke Shaw, but that was ridiculous, man. He absolutely twisted Luke Shaw up there, man. It was absolutely class. Yeah. Right, let's come to my man of the match. I know you guys are not agreeing, but Erling Haaland today, mate, yeah, absolutely incredible. Yeah, gets the 2 goals, should have had a hat-trick, yeah, fucking hell, missed an open net. Defensively, there was a time in the second half where in the space of about 90 seconds, he cleared the ball away 5 times. It was an absolute beast defensively. His hold-up play was class. I just think for me, and I know some people say, well, he wasn't perfect because he missed an open net. I give him a 10 out of 10 on the player ratings because I thought it was absolutely exceptional. And I'm not going to just drop him down.
What did you give Doku, LB? Just out of curiosity.
I think I give him a 9.2 or something. I can't remember what I gave him.
I do think it was between them two, so I have no problem with that.
I give Doku second place.
Yeah, I agree.
Was third,
I think them two and Cousinov were the best 3 players on the pitch today. They'd have been in my top 3.
Yeah, and this is also true. Big up Gillies, man. This is absolute BS, bro. If anyone thinks that Isak's the best striker in the world, you're delusional, mate. Yeah, delusional. The guy's scored over 20 goals twice in his career. Have some respect for the only striker in the top 50 Champions League strikers of all time to have a goal per game ratio of a goal under 90 minutes. No other striker in the top 50 Champions League goal scorers has that record apart from Erling Haaland, yeah? So let's just chill there. Is Isak even scored 10 goals in the Champions League? Come on, man, have some respect. Also, do you see this guy's fucking Swedish record as well? That's only just broken. Bro, Haaland the other day against Moldova got 50% of Isak's whole international career G&A in one fucking game. So how about you have a little bit of respect, man? Listen, he's a good player, Isak, yeah, but don't start chatting shit, say he's better than Haaland, bro, because that's fake news, man. He did the same with Nunes.
Haaland, while he was at Salzburg, scored at Anfield against like prime Virgil van Dijk. Isak flopped at Dortmund, went to the Eredivisie to like a bottom feeder team, struggled there, and only got rejuvenated when he went to Sociedad. Haaland's been banging in goals no matter where he's been. Isak's only been good as of the last 2-3 years. Put respect on Haaland's name. And to our fans, prop up Haaland more. We have the best striker in the world. Act like it. All right? When he goes 1-2 games without scoring, back the guy. I know Jay will get angry saying he doesn't work hard enough, and why do we give him a 10-year deal? But back him, mate. We have.
I do back him. That's why I hold him to such high standards, Danny, because I do back him, man.
He gets compared to Isak because we let him get compared to Isak. So stop. Act like he's the best striker in the world, because that's absolutely what he is.
I think ultimately he is the standard. So everybody gets compared to him. And, you know, other clubs and other teams, other fan bases are trying to prop up their player. So they're everybody wants to compare them to Haaland, whether it's Nunez, whether it's Sesko, whether it's Gyökeres. Everybody gets compared to Haaland because everybody knows Haaland is the prototype, the standard. He is the number 1, number 9 in the world at the moment. So, I can't get mad at them for comparing him, because who else are you going to compare him to? But I agree with you, as a fan base. We just got to shut that down and there is no comparison. No one out there is on his level at the moment. So until they can get on his level, it's really not even a comparison to be had.
In these last 3 days, he has acted like a captain, and I love that about him. He came out in like the press or something. He said, "We're playing like shit. We turn it around." And his performance today totally backed it. It wasn't just the goals. There was a graphic that came up in the second half that said he had like the most clearances on the entire pitch and the most defensive actions. And I was just like, wow, this guy cares. This guy wants to win this game. He's not just a guy who bangs in the goals. He is a team player. He is a captain for us. And
I think that's the thing that stood out the most to me is, I think LB maybe and others, but just people in general have said that you could see him being a captain, or at least in that group of folks. And to your point, Danny, I think you're seeing him really take that on. I think when he signed that contract, he knew this is my team at this point, and I've got to lead. It's only going to go as far as I take it. So let me go be the lead and lead this team to greatness. And so I think he's trying to do that. And holding himself accountable, holding other people accountable. He was probably Donnarumma's biggest fan, and propping him up even before he came in, saying how much we wanted him, needed him. You saw him celebrating him today. I just think there's a lot of leadership that we are seeing from him that maybe he hasn't been asked to do and provide in the past, but he is now. And so I think this is that next phase for his career, is really more about being that leader.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's in the leadership group now as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
But again, he's another player, that is moving from like a young player into that bracket of player like Foden, where it's like you're not a kid anymore. Yeah, he's 24, 25 years old. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is what we need to be seeing. And sometimes that transition can be tough, because sometimes the players need to fucking realize it and go, you know what? I am that guy. You know what I mean? And obviously, now Kevin De Bruyne's gone. Yeah, Gundogan's gone. And and this is probably one of the reasons why you get so many fans coming out saying, oh, we can't let all the unks go because it's fucking, we won't have any leadership. No. You find new leaders. You don't just have, you just don't just keep them because they're the lead. You got to find new leaders, but it's up to these players to step into it. But Haaland today was absolutely phenomenal. He's absolutely everywhere. And you know what? I'll just ask you guys a question, yeah. Do you think I think he relished playing in that type of game today. Do you know what I mean? Because like last year, yeah, we dominated the ball on the edge of the box. We created jack shit. How many times I was doing player ratings and he had 0 shots because we didn't create him a single chance. Whereas today, he's probably buzzing that we're sitting on the edge of the box. You know what I mean? Clearing the ball. Because he's like, if I can get the ball in behind, I've got like a fucking 30, 40 yard, piece of grass that I can run into and have one-on-one. So I think that style of play I think he's going to be buzzing if we continue to play out a bit more.
Yeah, he thrives in space, don't he? So I think he'll like it.
That third goal was so refreshing. I shouted, he's in his own half go, and he actually passed the ball. There's that famous screenshot against Forest last season where Bernardo had him through, and then you press play and he turns around and passes it back. We actually played him in behind today, and that was great. Doku played him in behind, and who was it who assisted his second goal? Bernardo or something. He played him in behind too. Using him to his strengths. That's the thing. We have fantastic players. It's just about using them. That's what I've always said. So, just fantastic.
He scored 12 goals already this season for club and country as well. It's fucking ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It's crazy, man. So, and that's 6 in the Premier League as well. So,
but
he was back to his
involved in the game more. Like he's listened to me. He obviously watches the panel show. He's heard the rants over the last few weeks. He's heard that I wanted him to get involved in the game more and hold the ball up better and play people in and fucking put his head on the line in the box. So you're welcome, Erling. Welcome back to fucking top world-class football, and we fucking go from here now. Let's get back into fucking title contention, man.
First thing I want to see him. Sorry, just real quick.
Are you good?
Just one thing I really want to see from him. I really want to see him take a fucking centre back out soon, man. Do you know what I mean? This weekend against Arsenal, Haaland, will you just fucking run into someone, man, and take them out, bro? Like, I've not seen you do that for a while,
Right,
man. You know what I mean?
That's what Jay was asking for.
He loves Gabriel. He loves Gabriel. Just knock him over.
Just take him out, man.
That's exactly what's going to happen for sure.
Yeah. If we get him beat, yeah, say we get cooked, just fucking take him out for us and make us feel better, yeah. That Roy Keane clip where he's like, "I'll take someone out, make me feel better." Yeah, fucking do that, man. You know what
I
mean?
asked for that before today on the live the other day. I said I just wanted him to put Euro or Shaw on their ass after 5 minutes. Like,
yeah, do a Hudson.
Scorer was chirping too, so yeah, he needed to.
Yeah.
Haaland, bro. If you don't know what I'm talking about, ask Cousinov. He'll fucking tell you.
And we have to talk about him, by the way. We haven't addressed him yet. He was awesome today. We have to talk about him.
Now we'll come on to it. Tarek, go on, bro. What was you gonna say, man?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, Haaland in his first season, even before he came, he was doing that. I guess you call it like the Zen celebration. I hadn't seen it for years, and then I saw it. He did it today, and so he's back. I posted. This is year one. This is season one. Haaland coming back, and so if we see that Haaland and we see those celebrations on a consistent basis, then it's all over for the rest of the league. But yeah, I was just talking crazy.
Yeah,
but Kuzanov, that dude, insane.
He's fucking mint, bro. I've got the thing here. Yo, oh my fucking god, guys. What's on off, boys? Yeah, who's in the chat, man? Yeah, AK-45 set.
He's slowly but surely becoming my favorite player. This guy.
Bro, he's mega, man. I always go back. Yeah, I never heard of this guy, right? And it's funny, yeah. The first guy to tell me about him was Hamza. I never heard of him in my life, right? And then Hamza messages me in December last year and goes, "LB, we need to sign this Huzanov geezer from Lille, yeah, or wherever we got him from." And I was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" Anyway, I watched the clip, the YouTube clips, and I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, we need that," because at the time as well, we were dying out for someone and just to get in that centre back position and just start taking players out because we were so soft. You know what I mean? So yeah, honestly, I think he's absolutely class. Obviously, he's got stuff to learn. Yeah, he's probably taken a player out a little bit too much.
Yeah,
but he'll learn that with experience. Yeah, but I tell you what though. I fucking love it, me, because it drove me crazy last year. Yeah, watching some of the defenders last year, just tippy.
We were soft, yeah, we were soft.
And it's like this guy's just come in, and he's the complete opposite. He's just going through players like that, and I'm just like, yeah, all right, he can maybe learn when to do that. There's one on Dargu today; he didn't need to do it, but you know what? I'd rather that than be soft as fuck. I'll tell you that for nothing. I think the guy's absolute baller. I feel like I'd say something. Yeah, I feel like the media. Yeah, did a hit piece on him after that Chelsea game. Yeah, I still remember watching the Sky. Yeah, because I was doing a watch along last year after that Chelsea game, and they did not stop talking about Huzanov for about an hour after the game. I'm not even joking, man. And I remember tweeting it, and Bear even Rivals said, yeah, it was a little bit weird. And after that, yeah, all I heard from Rivals, all I heard off the media is that he was shit. I actually thought he was mega after that, if I'm being completely honest, yeah? And today, at that right back position, this is another thing. People have been saying he can't play right back. What are you talking about, bro? We did it against Vinny Jr. and pocketed him. Yeah,
it's so true. People have been spouting that on Twitter for the last few months that he can't play right back.
I don't understand.
It's fucking ridiculous. He's got all the athletic capabilities to be a perfectly sick right back. He's fast, he's strong, he's got great recovery pace, he's decent enough on the ball. He's better on the ball than Kyle Walker is. Put it that way, in my opinion. So
I agree with that.
He's got everything it takes to be a good right back.
But that's another myth that's going out there, that he's not good on the ball. Well, if he's not good on the ball, then Diaz is fucking shit on the ball because he's better than Diaz on the ball. 100%. So what are you talking about, man?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the guy's mega. I still would like to see his long-term position be a centre half. But whilst we don't have a right back at the football club, I think he's perfect. I think the word is serviceable. He's perfectly serviceable as a right back until we buy one. His long-term future is 100% at centre half. But what a buy! He's an absolute beast. And yeah, I just fucking think he's class, man. I think he's absolutely class. And I think, with experience, those times that he does take players out a little bit, you'll probably learn when to do that. But I said, yeah, and the boys will remember, when we signed Vinny Kompany used to take players out all the time. Yeah, and he still did it towards the end of his career. Yeah, he always used to go straight through the back of players. But
Plenty of Reds Kompany in his career.
Oh, but in the end, he didn't do it as much. He learned when to go, when to not. And that comes with experience. You know what I mean? If you can't deal with it, don't buy young players. You're not going to buy 20-year-olds who are perfect. You know, they're all going to need. That's why I personally don't like signing 20-year-olds and 19-year-olds, because you just sat there waiting for him to develop. But yeah, he's a top player, man. And for me, yeah, I don't know about I don't know about the lesser games, but in the bigger games, you've got to play Huzanov, Tariq. Like Napoli, I don't know how you deal with the Napoli and Arsenal game, but Arsenal at the weekend, you have to play Huzanov right back. You have to. Shout out Pots for the raid as well.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was going to say. I think in our big matches against those, the Arsenals, the Liverpools, he's got to be on the pitch, even if that means he plays in that right side, so that you can have, those other players in our center back positions. Because what he provides defensively is so much greater than, say, Nunes, Oscar Bob, Nick, Rico Lewis. Rico, I was like, all these names was flying in my head. They're all the same. They all look the same. Anyway, jokes. Anyway, but he's got to be playing. And so, yes, I think you find ways to maybe rotate him at center back in those other matches. But in those big matches, he's got to be playing, I think, on that right side, because defensively
100%.
he's going to provide us so much more.
Listen, even if we all want to see him at centre-back in the long term, there's no denying right now in the big game that Kuzanov is probably the best right-back at the club right now. So even if we're going to miss out on him being at centre-back, he's the best right-back at the club now, because unfortunately, we don't have one apart from that. And so play him there. He's more than good enough to play there.
And I think by having him on the pitch, you don't depend on Diaz's ability to get back. So it allows Diaz to be at his best. When I was able to turn the match on, there was a point where Diaz comes sliding in, takes the ball off of the player, and we turn the ball right back around, and we're going back on offense, and we're attacking again. And so if Diaz has to be that last man or depend on his pace alone, he can't make that tackle, because if he doesn't get there, then they're one-on-one with the keeper. But because you know that, hey, Kuzanov is going to be anybody on the pitch, he's going to be all of them back there. I can make plays that maybe I wouldn't have even attempted in the past. And so I think we'll see his best, or at least better, again, with that type of help, which was the same things that Kyle Walker used to provide. You could do that because you knew Kyle Walker could be anybody on the pitch on the way back. Same thing with Kuzanov. So I'm excited about it.
100%. Yeah, no, Diaz's game's going to be elevated for sure with him next to him. 100%.
For me, I just liked how he was used. We've had so many right back options, and they're expected to do so many things. You have Nunes, he's asked to bomb forward. You have Stones and Rico, they're asked to invert. With Husnov today, it was just win the ball back, find the midfielder, done, stay in position.
Yep. Just be.
You're not reinventing the wheel with him. You're just winning the ball back and keeping it simple, and that's where he's best. Now, of course, he made a couple stupid fouls in stupid positions. That will be learned. And again, I do still have doubts over if he gets isolated 1v1, can he handle good wingers? Like today, United's system was a bit weird. They didn't really have like traditional width on that side. I think Amad Diallo was meant to be there, and he was floating around absolutely everywhere, so he wasn't really isolated. But for now, again, like Jay said, there is no doubt he's our best option there at the moment. So just keep rolling. Keep rolling with it.
I'm not expecting him to be Kyle Walker. Yeah, basically, he's been put into an unfortunate situation where, because the club decided that they weren't going to replace the greatest Premier League right back of all time, that, they've realised quite quickly that was a fucking stupid error. That, sorry, mate, we're going to need you to do this job. I'm not expecting him to be Kyle Walker in his prime. All I'm asking him to do is be serviceable and get us to January. Maybe we'll sign us right back in January. I don't think we will. Or can you do us a season at right back? And then obviously we'll sign. So that's all I'm asking for. Listen, if he makes the odd mistake here and there, whatever, but don't be a bozo. Don't give me bozo errors, and just be decent. You know what I mean? And not only that, because he's got the pace, he'll he did it today. He did it a couple of times today, getting at Brighton. You know what I mean? He's a top player, man. So yeah, he really, really is good. And again, you put pace next to Ruben Diaz, and fucking hell, he has a good game again. Yeah. Again, is that a coincidence? Maybe.
No, I don't need him putting in 9 out of 10 performances. If you're a defender, I want to forget that you're there. If I forget he's playing, then he's having a solidly good game, and that's all right. I don't need him to reinvent the wheel, like I said. I don't need him to get forward, get assists, get goals, and stuff like that. Do the job you're meant to do as a defender, and that's all I have to ask out you. So yeah, very well done today. We'll see how he reacts against better teams. For now, very, very good.
Well, this is what we're saying, Marshall. This is why I've never really understood this whole he can't play at right back thing, because he played right back last year against Vinny Jr. and did extremely well. I'm not saying he's going to be our long-term right back, but I don't think anyone's really suggesting that, are they? You know, I mean, I don't think anyone on the panel saying he can be a long-term right back for the next 15 years. We're just saying, can he fucking do 6 months or a year, whatever? Get us until we buy one. And that's, do you want to see Rico Lewis or Nunes? Now, listen, I think there's a debate to be had about when we play in the weaker sides. Do you want to put Nunes in there? Maybe the answer would be yeah, because you want a bit more of an attacking threat. Because obviously, you don't want him crossing the ball in Huzanov, do you? But in the bigger games where you can't afford for bozo errors and you need players that can defend and you need pace, then you can do far worse than putting him in there. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah. I mean, have a look at some of these chats. Smash these likes up as well, boys, if you've not done so already. Tarek and Jay's channel are linked in the description as well, so make sure you guys are subbing up to the boys as well. Link in description. Shout out to Zine. Karl says no one wants him to play right back. Not that he can't. No one wants him to play right back.
I think a lot of people have been wanting him to play right back.
I mean, I think ultimately I would like to see him at center back, but I want him on the pitch. So right now, I think our bigger need is for him to be a right back.
Whilst we've not got a right back, he is the best right back. But when we do have a right back, then a few years down the line, we've got 2 potentially, already world-class centre-backs in my eyes that are in their early 20s in Kuzanov and Josko Guardiola, who could end up having one of the best partnerships in world football for the next 10 years. So in the long run, that's what we want to see. But whilst there's no right back at the club, I think Kuzanov's your main man for those big games, especially.
Yeah. Nah, big up Zinkar, man. Big up to you, bro. Big up to Nicholas as well. Says the way he rebounded from those first 5 minutes against Chelsea showed me that he has the mentality. Yeah, facts. Now, 100%, bro. Do you know what I mean? And like I say, I think that Chelsea game was blown out of proportion so fucking much. Like, bro, the guy cropped Palmer, or whatever. Give a free kick away and got booked, and they were acting as if he'd just give another goal away.
He actually had a good game after it happened as well, He actually recovered well in the game, I remember.
Yeah, he did. So, he played all right, and then Pep subbed him off at half-time, obviously, just to protect him, but he played well, man.
Yeah, he did.
The way the media were after him there was crazy, man. Like, bro made one mistake, and then... And the funny thing is as well, like, I was buzzing when he fucking cropped that guy on the edge of the box, man, because I needed to see a tackle. I'd not seen a tackle for 6 I've not seen any of our players get a booking in about 5 months. So I was fucking buzzing when he took him out. They made it out like he gave away 2 goals. It was wild. But yeah, that obviously. But he's come through that, and obviously, he didn't speak any English at the time. That probably didn't help. But he's been here a year now, so that probably will be different now. Big up to Toe says Kuzanov should start right back, Nunes right wing over Silva for me. Yeah, Nunes is not going to be able to do what Silva does though in terms of carry out Pep's instructions. Yeah, that's why Silva's on the pitch on the right wing there today, is to carry out Pep's instruction.
Yeah.
With Nunes, I don't think he called Nunes stupid, bro. You know what I mean? I didn't say that. He said that. He said he's not smart enough to play midfield, bro. So he's not going to then play him in a position where he's playing Bernardo in there. So yeah, I think Nunes is going to be right back against the weak teams where we need a more attacking threat. All right, and boys, how do we navigate these next 2 games? Because I don't want to make excuses, because I want to do that. I think it's an L, but we have obviously got a tricky situation to navigate. We play Napoli on Thursday, and then we play Arsenal on Sunday. So
rotate for Napoli, I think, and then play as close to this team as you can for the Arsenal game, I believe. I don't think there should be too many changes from the team we saw today to the Arsenal game. I just think we were set out very solid today in order to adapt to the style that we want to move forward with. So I think if obviously want to see Rodri's probably rotated out, bringing a couple of the other guys in the back 4 maybe, but I want to keep as close to this team as possible for the Arsenal game. I think whether it's exactly the same, but at least 9-10 of the players that started today should be playing against Arsenal, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's a lot more margin for error on Thursday. Not like last year, we had this whole conundrum of like, how many points do we need to get into that top 8? Now we know. Now we have a bit of an idea. So the 8th place team last year was Aston Villa. They won 5 of 8. They lost 2 and drew 1. So again, if you drop a couple points to Napoli, you can make it back against the weaker teams. So again, I'm fine rotating. I'm fine getting Nico in like we were talking about earlier, because Arsenal games the more make or break as far as the bigger picture goes.
I hear it, but at the same time, I don't think we can afford to gamble too much on the Napoli game. I know we are going to have to rotate a little bit because of the fixtures, but I do think we're going to have to go pretty strong.
We will.
I'm not saying make 11 changes. I'm just saying you don't have to roll the exception.
I think your Nico G's come in. Probably Nunes comes in.
Are you sticking with Donnarumma in this game?
Maybe Bob, maybe Savio. Yeah, I think it'll still be very strong.
Do you reckon Donnarumma? Do you stick with Donnarumma or do you put Trafford in for this Napoli game?
Nah, keep Donnarumma in there.
I think keep the keeper, yeah. I think the more minutes you play with your starting keeper in net, the better.
And the EFL Cup is coming up soon, so Trafford will get his matches.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is not an EFL Cup game. This is a Champions League game against one of the better teams we're going to face. This is not Trafford time. This is keeping.
I don't mind playing Trafford in some of these Champions League games, but I do think in this game, like, we should probably stick with Donnarumma. Obviously, Aitnor is still injured, so you can't put him back in there. Gavardio's just come back from an injury, so Gavardio potential. Well, is Stones going to be available for this game against Napoli? Because ideally, I don't really want to be playing Gavardio. He's only just come back from injury as well, isn't it? But then John Stones has just come back from injury, so it's like, oh, do you play Ake? Play Ake left-sided centre-back. But then are we rotating too much? I don't know.
I think maybe go if Nunes is going to start right back. I think you could probably play Ake left back, and that would be the back three then.
So we're definitely dropping O'Reilly, even though he was very, very good.
Well, I was going to say I would play him.
You could go O'Reilly, to be fair. Yeah, you could score O'Reilly. But can you go O'Reilly and Nunes? Is the question, because you need a back three.
I don't think you can.
No, I think you've got to have one of the centre backs playing at full back, whether it's Guardiola or Ake left back or right back.
And we're saying as well that O'Reilly's going to start against Arsenal, no?
More than likely, yeah. I don't think he'll trust Nunes to start, yeah.
And Ake's not going to start against.
You don't think he starts Ake?
I was going to say, I think they're going to put Ake up against Saka.
Saka's injured.
Oh, Saka's injured. Oh, yeah, that's
but they got Madueke.
Madueke's been good as well.
You know what it is? When we lose games, I just don't watch any other Premier League games, so I have no idea.
Do you know what? That's actually a good point, because that is actually where their main threat has been the last few games. I was watching the Arsenal game the other day, and 60% of their attacks came down the right hand side.
Yeah.
The problem that I've got with Ake is the last time I seen him play, he looked so leggy. He looked very leggy. So leggy.
Yeah, and if Madueke runs past him, this guy's stuck in the mud. Ake nowadays, he can't run towards his own goal.
I don't know what we do here,
Yeah, it's tough.
But it's Napoli game.
Do you run Josko left back?
I was going to say you could switch Ake and Gavardio.
Well, this is the Napoli game for now. So are we saying Nunes play right back?
I'd imagine so. Or Rico.
Yes.
It'll be one of them.
Sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd probably go Nunes, I reckon.
Yeah.
Centre back partnership.
Cousin of Diaz?
No, I do Diaz Ake.
Would you? Is that not a bit slow though in transition?
Yeah, but
Diaz and Ake centre backs asking to get hit on the counter. Isn't it?
It is, but I'm doing it. I'm with you because in my mind, I'm thinking I'm prioritizing the Arsenal match over this one. So
true, but I think Cousinov's got the young legs to be able to play multiple games. In my opinion, I think he's hungry for it as well, and I think the more minutes he gets, actually, the better he gets as well. He's not played a lot of football this year already either, so I don't mind seeing Cousinov again, for Napoli.
I agree.
Centre half?
Yeah, I'd also put Diaz in there, but there's also the risk. They have Højlund and their other striker, Lorenzo Luca, 6'7".
Yeah, Højlund as well is quick, isn't it?
Højlund's quick, and then they have Luca, who's 6'7", very,
as soon
very
as
good.
We said Højlund, then he typed Cousinov straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I might play Diaz still.
Yeah.
And then left back.
I wouldn't mind Ake left back in this game, I don't think.
Give him some minutes.
Yeah, I don't really fancy going O'Reilly and Nunes as your fullbacks, because then you're not dropping into a back three, are you? So I think that with Martinez, Nunes high and wide, and then that'll be the back three then in possession.
Yeah, Nico G has got to play.
Yeah.
You can't play Rodri in this game against Napoli. There we go. Oh, they finally updated him as well as a City player now. Do you play Reinders again? He's played a lot of football.
I think so. Yeah, I think the more he plays, the better. I do, and it's an Italian team as well, so it probably suits his game a little bit better, doesn't it?
Spot on.
Get him in the team.
Let me have a look. Oh yeah, he did play both games for the Netherlands. I thought they benched him the second time, but no. Yeah, it's a lot of football. That's true.
This would have been a perfect game for Kovacic to come back in as well. You know,
Absolutely.
I actually being deadly serious. You could have played Kovacic and Nico, and then just let Reinders have the free roll up top. But obviously, he's still not fit. So
this is the problem. This would have been ideally a better game to probably play Reinders in the 10. So he's not as, we don't rely as highly on him to like do the defensive work as well. But nah.
Oh, be serious, man.
I think
What do you mean?
He's not on the Champions League roster, is he? I think he was just on the Premier League squad list.
Bro, he's on 150 grand a week. What do you mean? Be serious? I'm being serious, man.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah?
I don't think.
Is he not in the? Is he not in the
I don't
Champions
think
League
he
squad?
is.
No.
I don't think. I thought he was. I've only heard him talked about in the PL. I thought, but I could be wrong.
Could you not just go Bernardo again, Nico? And
That's what I was going to suggest, but again, he's got to play. He's probably got to play in the Arsenal match.
You have to keep Foden in there. You absolutely have to keep Foden
for Napoli.
Yeah.
But Danny, could you not play Foden off the right if Mateus Nunes is playing?
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
At some point, Rico Lewis has to play. He probably plays in the midfield, but I think this is probably too light in the midfield. I think it's too light in the midfield. We'd get run over. I think.
What's their midfield?
They've got.
It's quite aggressive. Yeah, it's quite.
In their last game, it was Anguissa, Lobotka, and De Bruyne.
Yeah,
very, very combative.
Yeah,
very physical.
So combative. You kind of are looking at Bernardo then if it's not Rodri. Do you know what I mean? He's probably the most, crazy to say it, but he's probably the most combative midfielder after Nico G. Isn't it? That's available.
Or does he put O'Reilly in midfield?
I don't know. I've not really liked the.
You
can't put him in midfield because then you're just treating it like a cup.
You've got to go. You've got to go Bernardo, man. You've got to. I think you've got to.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. It's really fucking annoying that Kovacic is still injured, man, because I think he would have been a great
priority, though, has got to be to rest Rodri, hasn't it? It's got to be to rest Rodri. So these guys, Bernardo doesn't really rely on his pace and like being like amazingly fit. Do you know what I mean? I think he can play multiple games, Bernardo.
Yeah, I think for me, boys, I think I start Savio in this game.
I agree.
I think we need to get him some minutes. You know what I mean? I can't just say fucking bench him because he pissed me off too much. I think I've got to get him in the team. And obviously, he looked a little not sharp today. So I'll probably get him in. I could get him on left wing. And then.
It's going to be, with Nunes starting, it'll be Bob or Foden.
Yeah.
So you take your
Bob.
pick.
Bob. Oh, do you start Doku again?
You could do, to be fair.
And say, go on, bro, cook again.
He is sort of an injury risk. We've seen what happens to him when he gets overplayed.
True.
But I would play Doku ideally. But
yeah, I think I would play Doku, you know. But what I'd do then, right, I'd only give him like an hour max because he's starting against Arsenal for me. So I'd probably give him an hour, take him off for Bob.
Do you bring Foden straight back out after him scoring today as well, though? Do you know what I mean?
No, I say.
I don't know what his injury risk is.
No, I say to him, mate, you be fucking ready for Emirates on Sunday. Yeah,
Fair
don't
enough,
you worry about this fucking game. Yeah?
Yeah,
you get yourself ready for the Emirates, man. I need a performance from you. Fuck this game off. Yeah, like obviously not fuck it off, but I think that team is more than capable
of beating Napoli for sure. Yeah,
sure.
And,
all due respect to them.
And as much as I want to win the game, a point is not the end of the world in this game. Yeah, I just think that I don't know, man. I feel we do actually need to win. I think we need to be winning. I think we need to be putting a bit of a winning streak together in it, boys. So actually, I think we do need to win. But I think that again, that team's more than capable of winning the game. Surely. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I think that's all right. And
people seem to be confused that we're changing the team after a 3-0 win. We go to the Emirates next weekend, right? We're playing 3 games back-to-back in the space of 7 days. Rodri's just come back from injury. Guardiola's just come back from injury. We can't just fucking run them into the ground again from the off. So I know you all seem confused right now, but that's just not how it works, is it? We can't be getting these guys injured again.
It's 72 hours after this game, man. And we get beat off Arsenal. League's done, mate. Can't lose
Thursday
3 games.
to Sunday, it's
Fucking
mad.
over. So, like, yeah, I think this team is more than capable of winning. You still have Foden on the bench. Do you know what I mean? You still have Bob on the bench. Rodri, I wouldn't touch Rodri in this game one bit, if I'm completely honest with you. I think that's strong, man. That is a strong enough team to win it. The only problem that you've got with that is there's a few players in there like Ake, Savinho, Nico,
who've not got a lot of minutes.
Not played a lot of minutes.
Cold, yeah.
But at the same time, do you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. They've got to play at some point. What, you want to start them against Arsenal? Not going to happen. So you got to start them at some point, haven't you?
Yeah.
That's obviously what I seen you sent that in the chat, didn't you, Jay, today? Like, people saying, oh, don't want to start players who haven't played in a while. Well, you're not going to play them today. You're not going to play against Napoli. You're not going to play against Arsenal.
Yeah, I was having that convo with Amos on Twitter, wasn't I? And he was saying, oh, we can't bring Guardiola and Foden back today for the derby and stuff like this. But when do you do it then? Because, like, the last thing you want to be doing is bringing them back for the Emirates and they've not played any minutes, is it? And no offence, all the offence to United, but they're not as strong an outfit as Napoli or Arsenal are. So today was the perfect game to bring them into the team. And it worked out in the end. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We can't be the same with the other guys either. The only way for people to build into minutes is to get fucking minutes. So play them. If they're fit, play them.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's probably what I'd do. I think that's more than capable. And then the Arsenal game, Huzanov moves to right back. Diaz moves to right side of centre back. Gavardio comes in. You decide what you want to do on the left back. I think if Ake does well for the first 60 minutes against Napoli, I'd probably sub him off, put Nico O'Reilly on, and then you can take a breather then and think about what you want to do. Rodri comes in. I think
if Stones is back for Arsenal as well. If Stones is back for Arsenal, you could end up looking at Guardiola left back, which I don't think would be a bad option, because then you could have Cousinov, Stones, Diaz, Guardiola as a back four. But it all depends on how the injuries are looking, doesn't it, for next week?
I also want to get some consistency, Jay.
I know. I do get it.
I don't want to be chopping and like, bro. That stat that Danny told us last year was disgusting, man. Do you know what I mean? It lives in my head rent free.
It was 16 or something centre back pairings.
Bro, 16 centre back partnerships last season in this football club. Like, how does that even maths?
If you're looking for consistency, is Nico O'Reilly gonna be the left back moving forward for the rest of the year?
No.
I'm
mainly I'm talking about my centre back partnership, right? So what the left back, it's only because Madueke is the type of player that he is that I might consider Ake. So that's why I'm saying give Ake 60 minutes against Napoli. If the guy looks dead, like he's got no legs,
then you're gonna have to play O'Reilly.
You're gonna have to play O'Reilly, or you chop and change your centre back partnership again. But I really think Pep needs to stick with a back, and this is why for me, like, I'm in no rush about putting John Stones back into the team as much as I love the guy, because I can't be chopping and I need to get a stable back part, like a stable partnership going, man. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Midfield in that game against Arsenal. I honestly, unless Nico drops a stinker, I think I might drop Reinders, you know.
I agree there. Again,
I won't be against it, I think he's probably been our worst player the last 3 games, Reinders.
I think I might drop him, stick Nico and Rodri in there.
Again, it's going to be about duels in the midfield next week against Arsenal. Get your best duelers in there, Rodri and Nico Gonzalez.
And look at the cover Foden's got then to fucking ball out in the 10 with Nico G and Rodri behind him.
Yeah,
like that just stinks of him taking the game over, doesn't it? Because he's got a completely free reign.
Remember as well, they're going to play Zubimendi and Rice. Yeah, so like I think you've got to combat that with Rodri and Nico.
Nico G's your anti-Rice policy.
Yeah, he is. Then you play Foden in the 10 free role. Yeah. And then obviously wingers, you just decide on the day, don't you? Like what wingers you want to go. Like for me, I'd definitely be playing Doku because you got to let him know that you play well, rewarded with another performance. And then on the right, you choose what you want to do. You want to go Bernardo, you want to go Savio, you want to go Bob. You got options.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
So there you go.
The only worry I have about Napoli is that they're managed by Conte, and Conte's always had a very good record against us. So we'll see how that plays out. But again, that team should be winning.
It stinks of a De Bruyne goal as well, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it stinks of it. And we'll all be back here, and I'll be saying, who said fucking KDB was finished? Which people in here said he was finished? Was that you, LB? Did you say he was finished? Because you know this guy's going to come and dunk on us on Thursday. He's got 5 goals in 6 games so far for Napoli. Oh, man. It's going to be bad if he scores against us. He'll probably get clapped, to be fair, if he bags, won't he? The whole crowd will go up.
Oh, mate, you know how the family stand is. He'll score against the family stand and be like,
they'll probably
What?
still, yeah. All the tourists will probably still think he's playing in the City shirt, man.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be. Yeah, we've been kind of screwed, but we just have to deal with it, man. Like, you know what it is. You're in all competitions. You know what I mean. You've got to just deal with these. You got to just deal with these fixtures. It is what it is. It's not easy, but this is why you got the squad you've got and see how we manage it. But if Rodri starts against Napoli, bro, I'm gonna be pissed off, man. I'm gonna be real, because I remember saying last year as well, do not start Kevin De Bruyne against Inter Milan. I said it. Guess what? 45
got
minutes.
injured. Yeah.
I said, don't fucking start him and say it's relevant. Don't play him in the first game, yeah? Played him, got injured. I was like, for fuck's sake, why the fuck did he play him in that game? I still don't understand why he played him in that game. Match day 1, we had 7 other games, and what was the fucking point? I'm still triggered by it to this day. Yeah, if he plays Rodri, man, I'm going to be pissed off, man, because you're just asking for trouble, you know? Don't play him. Play Nico G. Nico G's a £50 million midfielder. If he can't play one game to give Rodri a rest when Rodri looked absolutely fucked today,
he might as well be
then sell him on the 1st of January and go buy me Bruno Guimaraes, which you should have fucking done 3 years ago for 100 million, and you would have saved yourself 50 million. And I say it all the time. That's why it annoys me, man, because we would have saved 50 million and had a better player.
I want Tonali, me. That guy's fucking sick.
He's a baller as well. Yeah.
Fucking sick, Tonali.
Yeah. Scored the winning goal over the international break. That was a mental game, the 5-4 they had.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Mate, I think he's like top 3 centre mids in the Prem, Tonali, for me. I think he's
good.
I think this will be an even bigger year for him as well. I think he's mint, Tonali.
You know what's weird, right? It's like, you know how like we just got this Reinders guy for 46 mil, and everyone's like, I know he's been a bit shit recently, right? But we all know he's going to be baller, right? Like, and people are like, how the fuck did we do that? Like, how the hell did teams just let Newcastle go and get Tonali for 50 mil?
I know.
Like, that's just crazy.
Young as well, young.
I know.
Yeah, I couldn't believe how young he was, man. When
Yeah,
he signed him, I was like, what? I thought that guy was like 29, bro. Do you know what I mean? It's unbelievable,
sick,
man.
Mate. He's everywhere on that pitch.
They've just somehow, yeah, I don't know how they've done this year, but they've just somehow acquired absolute ballers without anyone fucking realizing it. And then all of a sudden it's like, yo, what you mean you've got Joe Linton and fucking Bruno G and Tonali and Isak and all these ballers in there? Like, how did you do that without anyone asking questions? And Livramento and Lewis Hall and all this kind of shit. And you're like, what?
Yeah, it is mad. Unopposed as well for most.
Unopposed, bro. They just went and got the next England right back for the next decade in Livramento without anyone asking any questions.
From him being on loan at Southampton and shit like that as well. No one even sniffing around.
It's so funny looking at their team from 10 years ago. All the washed players. They had like Sissoko and Debussy and Yanga V1. Tim Krul and Gouffran and who did they have up top back then? Can't remember.
Johan Cabaye.
Cabaye was there.
Cabaye.
I tweeted the other day. They had like 10 French players in the 13-14 season. That's just really
did.
funny.
They went full French mode, didn't they?
They had Haidara at left back as well. Yeah.
Haidara, yeah, I remember Haidara. Yeah, no, that's my. Who was the striker actually back then? Oh, there was a Cisse and Bat.
Yeah. Papa Cisse.
Papa Cisse, man.
And Demba Ba was there. They had Gouffran. They had Gouffran and Obertan who played for United as well.
Obertan, he was dog shit, bro.
That alien head.
It's crazy how players like that scam a career in football, man. It's fucking wild.
They had Ben Arfa as well.
Yeah, he was a baller. He was a power league player, man. He was a power league player.
Ben Arfa.
Yeah, power league player.
Colacini as well. Yeah. He was at Milan.
Streets will not forget some of these players, man. I'll be real with you. Yeah. All right. And anything else, boys, that you wanted to bring up?
Not really, mate. Just been ranting on for the last 3 hours about the game. It's just nice to be happy for once, isn't it?
Yeah. Ooh, I got a good one actually. I asked this on Martin's channel on Wednesday. What's the most proper random City goal ever you can think of? But like actually random, not like Phillips against Red Star, like one that I wouldn't even know about.
Random.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. How far can I go back here?
Oh, anywhere. The weirder the better.
Well, I actually posted a picture the other day, Danny, on Twitter. I think it was a week or two ago at my first European away game at TNS.
Oh, yeah.
Solutions at the Millennium Stadium.
Out in Wales,
We won the game 2-0. And we qualified on the Fair Play League. It was like the preliminary rounds.
Mm-hmm.
And Christian Nagui scored the first goal. I think it was like a header off a corner. So I'd like to think you don't remember that goal, or
I remember the fixture. I know we played TNS in the preliminary rounds. I don't remember the exact goals.
But yeah, that'd be my random one.
The one I use is we played Toronto in 2015 in like a postseason friendly, and George Evans, who was an academy player at the time, just put one in the top
George
corner.
Evans,
yeah.
George Evans, that's a throwback.
Remember when he went to Reading and he what did he do at United? He did some funny shit at United. I can't remember. Or he tweeted him or something. He was pretty funny. I can't remember what he did now, but he definitely did something at United, man. It was pretty funny.
But like chat, like proper obscure, not like company against Leicester, like proper obscure.
QPR goals say less. Someone said.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Our memory's trash. Big up Lou says our midfield was relatively poor today. We'll definitely need Tijani and Rodri to step up majorly against Arsenal if we're going to keep going.
How was the defense poor today? I'm confused by that.
Midfield.
Oh, midfield.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't even know if Tijani plays against Arsenal for me, Lou. I don't even know, man. I guess it depends on what Nico does on Thursday, man. If Nico impresses, I think I double pivot Nico and Rodri.
I agree. I think Reinders has been relatively poor, and he could get exposed against Arsenal's midfield. So I'd be swinging towards exactly what you've said: Nico G and Rodri, double pivot.
Yeah. Nah, facts. All right, then, boys. Yeah, it's going to be a big week, man. It is going to be a big week. If we can win these next two, I know it's hard, yeah, but if we can win these next two games, then, that's big.
I asked my chat before I jumped on LB when I was on live before, if I offered you a draw now at the Emirates, do you snap my hand off or what? Full sending it.
I ain't fucking taking a point. Like, if we get a point, yeah, I'll be like, I'll take the point, yeah, but I ain't fucking going into the game with a point. I want to go and win, man.
Yeah, I know. I agree. I think that will be the game where we see what level we're at. So I think there'll be a lot to say after that game, whether it's positive or bad. But I think that will show us where we currently stand. I think the Arsenal game. So yeah, I guess we'll have to see. Scary prospects, but hopefully we can do them over because they've not looked great.
We have a week like this every season, it feels like. Like last season, we had Chelsea and PSG and Newcastle or something all close together. And then there was this week where we had Chelsea, Liverpool, and PSG away in 2021, where we lost to PSG. I remember we drew to Liverpool right before an international break. So yeah, you just got to use your squad to its fullest, and hopefully we pull through. I'm not expecting 6 points, but if we can do it, then fantastic.
Do we know if Saliba's back for this game? He's been out injured, isn't he?
Yeah,
he has been injured.
Is he not back now? No,
I don't think so. I've not heard any talk of him coming back, but you never know, do you? Like, but
he's out, says Nora.
Yeah, I think he's out. Yeah.
Say Saliba out, Saka out, man. Come on, we can't be going there fucking taking points. Like, we need to go there and go shot fucking.
But you remember when they played Jesus, Reece Nelson, and someone else against us, and they beat us 1-0 with the deflected goal at the end. I remember Saka was.
Oh yeah, Martinelli.
I was fuming with that. I saw their front line. I'm like, you have to be beating these.
Yeah, that was the season we won the league, innit? The 4-peat, and then the 3 games we lost was Arsenal, deflected goal, Aston Villa, I think, which was a deflected goal, and then what was the other game we were lost that season?
Oh, what was it? Wolves. It was Wolves.
Wolves. Was that a deflected goal as well? It was deflected. It went in off of Diaz, no? I think Diaz goal.
The first goal was Diaz on goal, and then it was Fang Hee-chan.
Yeah, he should have been sent off anyway.
Rebound goal,
yeah. So the 3 games we lost that season was 2 deflected goals and then an own goal and a guy who shouldn't have even been on a pitch because he should have been sent off. Wang, innit? He shouldn't have been on a pitch, man.
Yeah.
So, it's a big week, man. It's a big week, and obviously we just have to deal with it, man. You know what I mean? And you know what as well? They asked Pep in the press conference. He said, what are you saying about this whole Napoli thing and Arsenal being in three days, gap? And he was just like, is what it is. I ain't moaning about it. I'm just getting on with it. And that's the mentality we need to have again, man. We need to be not moaning, just deal with it, innit? That's why we got a big squad. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. But yeah, now big up to everybody in the building, man. Hope you guys enjoyed the panel show tonight. Make sure you guys smash up the likes and subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. Elbins is on tomorrow again, 11 a.m. Nobbins is on there. I'll be pressing him about Donnarumma. No, I won't. I will be asking questions. So make sure you get on that 11 a.m. And then obviously we're going over to Saeed's channel for midday live, which should be a cracker, man. So make sure you join that. And I'm going to message Hugh and Amos as well, see if they're about tomorrow for Monday night show, man. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you guys are subbing up to the guys' channels. Links are in description. Make sure you guys are subbing up. And yeah, that's all from us, man. Big up Danny, big up Jay, big up Tariq as well for jumping on before, man. We'll catch you in the next one.
Good
Peace
to be
out.
on in a bit.
See you in a bit, boys.